Okay, welcome everyone to this week's Elite Bloonarius Strategy guide, whatever you guys want to call it. So this week we're playing on Town Center. And honestly, here's the thing. I'm fine with the map, but medium might have been a little bit too easy. I'm just going to say that. I think medium mode is a little bit too easy for, I guess, our standards because we have gotten so much better over these past few weeks, playing around with Bloonarius. And I feel like, I can understand the guys are, they're working on the new boss. They're working on Lich, if you guys haven't seen that. So the new boss is already leaked. Well, it didn't actually leak. They posted it themselves, actually. But, yeah, that's the new boss. It's going to be super, super cool one, which is going to come out soonish. But up until, the point at which he's released, we are still playing Bloonarius. And I can understand, people kind of saying that it's becoming a little bit stale. It's the same thing over and over again, and I think that's just because we have only one boss, and no bosses in the shuffle. No bosses to have them randomized and pick something from them, and this is the result, right? It's the same thing over and over again, and it's a different map. So that's why I would have loved to see poppable mode honestly on this, or maybe even just hard mode. I guess that's kind of the standard. So the normal Bloonarius is on medium, and then the elite one is usually at least on hard mode, right? Unless the map is more difficult, but nevertheless, it is what it is. I'm gonna try and switch things up for the tier 2 Bloonarius this time. So I'm kind of keeping the strategy somewhat the same, but I'm also keeping in mind that there are a lot of players that don't have as much monkey knowledge. So, as usual, I'm going to be over farming. I'm going to be, upgrading some things a little bit earlier than usual, like I normally do, so that you guys can, the people that don't have as much monkey knowledge, so that those people can still follow along and win quite comfortably, actually. So, starting with the usual stuff, they allowed us to pick our hero. Yeah, that's another thing, actually. They allowed us to pick our hero. So, as usual, we would get Benji. So, we get Ben. And, right off the get-go, we're doing the same pretty much thing that we're doing always. So, we're doing the free Dark Monkey. We're getting some farms going, Ben and the usual stuff, and then getting ready towards the back with the 230 texture, which is going to be obviously super useful for the cleaning of the skulls of the tier 1 Bloonarius. So 4 farms, this is an amazing map which has a lot of free space to farm. Again, you can fit, I don't know how many druids you can fit actually. You can fit, I guess, 10 plus, so it's going to be double digits for sure. I didn't do that many. I only did 7 druids in this video, in this playthrough. But obviously you guys can fit a lot more. I'm sure someone's gonna do like 12 or 13 farms to the Monkeyopolis. Again, I didn't do that many, but the choice is yours how many you want to buy. You can try and fit a little bit more, and you can do all kinds of stuff, right? You guys already know the drill, so this is more of a a guide that I'm gonna be trying to be sticking to what we know at this point. Because at the end of the day, it's still a guide, right? And people are trying to follow this. So because it's a guide, I'm going to be, kind of doing the same already, proven stuff, that things that already work. So, but again, I'm going to be trying to switch around some of our defenses on the tier 2 Bloonarius. I wanted to try out the Sky Shredder. I think the Sky Shredder is an amazing tower for this one, for the tier 2 Bloonarius, but the thing is, it needs a little bit of a push. So you guys are going to see what I came up with, the tier 2 Bloonarius, but for now, we're just doing the same old thing that we're doing. So Druid farming, getting the farms going. That is a total of 9 200 farms, and I have 3 041 Druids. Now, the thing that's happening on screen is I misbought the Alchemist, so I bought him on the wrong place, but the usual stuff, you guys already know the drill. So it's a 240 attack shooter getting buffed by a 320 Alchemist, and then we're getting the 104 Ninja, which is going to go on strong. And so what you want to be doing here with the ability usage is you actually want to use the ability when the ceramic balloons are coming from the top down, not from the left to right side, if that makes sense. So that is what you should be aiming for to do, but obviously if you want to do it, when they're straight up coming from the left side, you could do that as well. But I think this is a lot more safer if you do it like that. So that is kind of the timing, and that's basically all we're doing with this thing. I mean, you guys already know this is not new information, but it is gonna be kind of interesting on the second tier of Bloonarius, which is I'm gonna be using the Sky Shredder and one more tower. So getting the druids up, I have a total of 7 druids right now. That's where I'm gonna stop, and I'm just starting to upgrade these farms to 420. We're gonna have the Monkeyopolis, and because it's medium mode, right, we can afford all of these things so much quicker, it's insane. And so if you guys are a little bit behind on farming, as usual, don't worry about it. You're gonna catch up, it's gonna be fine. And even if you don't have, you know, all of these druids and you don't have the farm set, for example, if you don't have a 420 farm on round 50, that's totally fine. You're gonna get it. This is way too much money. And yeah, so that's basically it. So I even got a 320 village, by the way, for the tax shooter, and the reason why I got it was mainly the camo balloons, so that our ninja and our dart monkey don't get overworked. Around like 48, and then the 50, some of the rounds on the 50s, and that's basically it. So so Ben is throwing the Trojan on these Moab glass balloons. They're getting popped by the ninja, and then all of the residuals are getting popped by the dart monkey and the tax shooter at the back. So I'm just keeping, you know, all of these farms upgraded. I'm gonna stop at 5 farms, getting them up to 420, and I'm gonna start buying the ace. And if you guys don't have, you know, 5 420 farms, that's totally okay. Okay, so I actually lost on this run, and it was due to a very a very dumb mistake that I made, and that is upgrading the wrong tower. But nevertheless, we're getting the Moab Eliminator. So the way that the idea that I have for this Moab Eliminator is that it's supposed to be working in the same way that the Sticky Bomb Ninja works with the Maelstrom, right? So what the Sticky Bomb does is it throws a projectile, and then it does 500 damage. And then, you know, it slowly kind of gets the HP down, and then you clean up with the Maelstrom. That's the tier 1. And so the tier 2, it's kind of the same idea. We're using the bomb shooter ability, so the Moab Eliminator ability, and then we're cleaning up with the Sky Shard, which is, you know, no need to use the ability this time on the cleanup, right? So this is a very interesting, very clean way of doing it, because although a lot more expensive, and, you know, something that you can do it for less money. You can do you can do something else. For example, you know, the thing that we've been usually doing is the mad into the glaive lord. That's completely safe. You know, no need to do anything with that one. It's minimal micro in comparison to, well, this one doesn't have that much micro, right? It's just clicking the ability, but still, it's a safe and it's an already proven way to work. So you guys can do that. And so this is what's happening. I sold the tax shooter, I upgraded the alchemist to 420, and we're keeping the same tower size. So we're keeping the Moab Eliminator, and we're going to be sacrificing these guys. But before we do that, we want to get some of our farms up. And, you know, I didn't buy that many farms, and I still got everything that I wanted to buy towards the end. So you guys can buy as many farms as you want to, obviously. But at this point, I think I'm going to buy like 3 more 420 farms, and that is going to be it. It's the usual Monkeyopolis with 9 farms sacrificed to it. That's a total of 4 420 farms, and that is it. So both of the tier 5s, and then overclocking the 520 currently until we get the temple. So the usual stuff, we're gonna switch up the sacrifices. So we had the ninja place, so that means that I upgraded the master bomber so that I don't have to buy new stuff and, you know, switch things up. So the master bomber and the 420 alchemist are gonna be our magic sacrifices. I sold the village. I upgraded the dart monkey that we placed at the start to 025, and then I also got a mortar along with the sky shredder. That was a 004 mortar along with the sky shredder, which are our military upgrades, or our military sacrifices rather. So doing the usual stuff now that you guys always see. This is the 250 village. The temple is getting buffed by a 501 alchemist, and then I'm just getting the mad, getting ready for the next tier of Bloonarius, and you guys already know what's going to be happening. So at this point, I don't think you guys need any more help, because it is the usual stuff that you see every single week. But I'm just gonna, you know, I'm just gonna play it out, and I'm just gonna show you guys these boss fights, and then some of the things that I did with the dart, I guess, the dart in the boomerang paragon. So that's kind of something different. I usually only get one of these paragons. I usually only get either the dart or the boomerang. It's usually the dart one, but this time I got both because we're playing on medium mode, and that is a little bit too easy. That makes things a little bit too easy, I think. So there we go. This is, you know, the usual stuff, getting the 501 eyes, the 250 glue, the 502 sniper on strong to amplify the DPS on this guy, and now we're overclocking the temple, and that is going to be about it. So getting the 5th tier super monkeys, and I also placed the crossbow masters and the ultra juggernaut at the start so that they start collecting some pots for the dart paragon, and I am gonna see you guys in a second when we have the money for the VTSG. So there we go, VTSG getting upgraded, that is round 95, and then doing the usual stuff. So I'm getting the 250 village. As usual, I'm gonna be getting the 501 Permabrew Alchemist, and you know, the usual stuff that amplifies the damage. But that is, oh, and sorry, I forgot to mention the Ultra Boost, which is gonna be connected to a tech bot that we previously used to activate the ability of these druids. So you know, they're kind of finding their uses later on in the game. That's gonna be it. So 501 Ice, 250 Glue, and 502 Sniper all strong. These abilities are getting used, and that is basically what's happening. So at this point, this Bloonarius tier is going to be getting shredded. There is no need to do anything, and if you guys have these abilities hooked up to the tech boss, that means that you're basically not doing anything at this point, and your towers are winning by themselves. Now, what I'm doing is I'm spamming 042 Dark Monkeys. The Paragon is going to be below the village. So below the village in the middle, it's going to... that's the spot for the Paragon. It's not the ideal spot. I would have wanted it a little bit more to the, towards the upside, but I kind of forgot about it when placing the village, but it doesn't matter. Towards the end, everything's going to be fine. So this is where the Paragon goes, and I am going to do another cut, and I'm gonna see you guys when I've got the Paragons. Okay, so here we go. A lot of Dark Monkeys getting sacrificed. I filled out the entire screen, and that is the degree 44 on this guy on the Dark Paragon. And now I'm just getting ready for the Boomerang because we have a lot of money. We can sell the farms, and I'm just spamming 240 Boomerangs with the 5th tiers getting placed towards the start. And the Boomerang is gonna be in this in the first little bend. I think you guys can see the 5th tier. In there next to the 501 ice tower, right? So at this point I'm just spamming 240 boomerangs. The Bloonarius tier 5 Bloonarius is going to appear in a second, and everything is going to get automated at this point. I'm just buying a support temple at this point, so this is going to be, as usual. Don't forget to not buy the range first. So you want to sacrifice first and then upgrade the range, so that you don't sacrifice actually towers that you don't want to get sacrificed, right? And then I'm just keeping with these purchases of these boomerangs. We could have went for a lot more, but I almost filled the entire screen. If you try, you can get a lot more done, but I think I got degree 32 I think on this one. That was totally fine with me. So selling the farms, getting the Paragon, it is degree 31 I think it was. And there we go, that's it. Everything is automated, all the abilities are getting used from these tech bots, and at this point we're just watching these towers destroy tier 5 Bloonarius. So I'm gonna speed this up, and that is going to be it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know the strategy is kind of stale, it's the same thing that we're doing, but I'm trying to do something that is safe and that a lot of people can follow. And so that's why I don't want to be experimenting as much, but it is what it is. You guys can do whatever you want, but because I'm making guides, I'm kind of trying to keep close to the roots and to the things that we know. So thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.